So on this channel, in addition to hopefully great Japan travel tips, I also want to share some unique, funny, trending Japanese news stories that pop up here on news websites or Japanese Twitter. And I think I have a good one to start this series on this channel with. So as you know, Golden Week just passed here in Japan. It was a very busy time for a lot of domestic travel, and this story is one of the more unique ones I came across during the Golden Week period. Of course, it has to do with travel, but a little bit more than that as well. So, to set up the story, basically this came from Japanese Twitter. Someone was traveling to Matsumoto Castle, that's in Nagano Prefecture, a castle that I do really enjoy and I recommend you do visit. But also, during Golden Week, a lot of other people are visiting from overseas and domestically as well. So parking is going to be at a premium there. So what do you do when you can't find the best space to park? Well, let's look at the photo here. Kind of just make your own. So the first of all, it's an amazing parking job for the car on the white there. You can kind of tell that is not a marked parking spot. You can see on the left and right sides of the images, there's the proper markers. And this Twitter post came from the driver of the black car on the left. So when they came back to their car on April 29th, to drive out and go to their next destination, is about around 11 a.m. They said that day. They were surprised to find this white car jammed in there. So you can't see it, but the car on the left couldn't back out to get out of the parking lot. There's a barrier there. The car on the right, even though that's not an issue because that's not the driver there, they're also blocked in by a wall on the right. So kind of the white car just did a great parallel parking job. Parallel parking not being too common in Japan, to be honest, and kind of stuck it in there. You can see it's a matter of basically centimeters of difference that the driver in the black car said there was no damage, no scratches, there was no hit. So again, there were comments on the internet about like, how do they do it? That's an amazing parking job. Did the car fall from the sky right in between those two cars? I mean, it is quite impressive going back to the image here, how they would pull that off. So the real story here is, what is the driver on the left going to do? They can't back out of this spot. They did pay for the parking, so the little platform that held their car in place, if you drive in Japan, you'll find sometimes the parking lots have a little metal platform underneath your car that raises up and locks your car in place until you pay the fee. But you can't, unfortunately, do a little parallel move with your car at this moment. So they went through a few options. They said they decided to try and contact. They found out the white car was actually a rental car, so they tried to contact the rental car company for the white car. It took a little bit of doing to get a hold of them. It was Golden Week, so the lines were busy. But the rental car company said they couldn't respond to it unless it was an accident. So yes, there is no accident. Maybe an accidental parking job, but there was no damage. I think no one was hurt or anything. So the rental car company was a bust. After that, the driver on the left decided to call JAF, Japan Auto Federation. It's kind of an auto club like AAA in the United States. They were a member of JAF, so maybe the auto club could maybe help out, move some cars here, maybe get a tow truck in place. But unfortunately, JAF said because the white car was another person's car and not the person who called them, not a member, they couldn't do anything about it. They can't move other people's cars. So, third option, JAF suggested to call the police, but actually what ended up happening is they basically called a private towing company to try and move their car, the black driver's car, rather than the white car. So to kind of maybe coax the car parallel physically as opposed to driving it out. So, a lot of discussion was taking place. A lot of people are like, what do I do with this car? Again, look at the job on the back as well. It's really impressive there. Again, no damage apparently on all cars involved. Kind of a crazy good parking job. So all in all, it was about 3 hours, they said, the driver on the left, to get everything taken care of. They lost basically their afternoon that day of travel. The private company did come in and move the car. You can see there's a jack in place to try and coax the car out parallel to the left. What ended up also we finding out in the Twitter post is that the driver of the white car, also turned out to be a foreigner. Not clear what country they were from, didn't go any there, and didn't, again, dive into any problems because they were foreign. It's just they assume that the driver in the white car didn't know where to park their car, so they saw an empty spot and they took it. Maybe in their home country, that was an okay maneuver. In the end, they were gracious about it. They're just happy there was no damage, maybe some lost time, but again, maybe just coming down to maybe better marking, better education of driving, and also there's a little note: if there are more foreigners driving in Japan, let's educate them a little bit more about the parking rules. Don't blame the foreigners if they don't understand the rules. Maybe get the education going at the rental car company as well. So a little fun story there. No harm, no foul. Again, really just I was when I saw the initial post, I was just impressed by this amazing parking job. It is going to lock a few people in there, but anyway, if you enjoyed this little story here, I would love to get your likes. If you want to find out maybe more stories in the future like this, more fun stories from Japan, drop a subscription, and yeah, drop a comment as well. What do you think about this story? If you thought it was a good parking job as well, or if you have any stories about, or any news stories you want to share with me and you want me to do a deep dive into as well, I'd love to hear from you. So drop a link in the comments as well. So thanks for listening and hope to hear from you soon. Bye-bye.